Welcome back to Hypnosis Today, where we explore how people are using hypnosis to achieve remarkable things. If you've just joined us, I have as my second guest, Loren Bennitt. Now, Loren is an honors grad of HMI College of Hypnotherapy. She is also a distance education tutor, and she has with her her very special guest, Jaclyn. Now, Jaclyn came in to see Loren to use hypnotherapy to just lighten up. Please help me welcome my guests. Jaclyn, I'm going to start with you. What do you mean by lighten up?
I wanted to be able to laugh more easily. I felt a sense of heaviness in just sort of in my being in general. I have a friend who laughs really easily, and we'd be together and she'd be laughing at something that I would find mildly amusing, and she would be belly laughing and really sort of getting all the joy out of it, and I wanted to be able to do that.
Why hypnotherapy for that?
I think I've always believed that anything that I'm looking for is within me, and I just needed help bringing it forward. And I saw a workshop that Loren did about the theory of mind, and that was fascinating to me, so I thought I would give it a try.
Well, it's great to go to a hypnotherapist who you've already seen lecture, and you understand the credibility and how articulate, and you understand what it is. What kind of hypnotherapy would you use to help somebody lighten up, Loren?
Well, definitely imagery. We want to elicit from the client a time in their life when they felt more joyful and felt more lighthearted. Then we expand on that. We double it, anchor it into everyday activities like sipping water or clicking the seatbelt close, that sort of thing, so it can influence us throughout the day.
Did you have a specific memory, or any memories at all, of a time when you were lighter and more joyous?
College.
Tell me about it.
My boyfriend in college was an athlete, and I spent a lot of time among groups of athletes, and they laugh a lot. There's a lot of banter, and we would spend hours laughing sometimes, and it was very easy for me then.
Were you able to access those same feelings in the hypnotic trance in Loren's office?
Yes. Really what I feel the most I got out of the lightening up, the hypnosis part, was it's more of a physical reaction in the body to allow it to just well up and to go there. And what I'm realizing is when something comes up, I had an option between sort of suppressing, oh, that's mildly amusing, or just letting it, kind of going with it, and that's what the hypnosis reminds me to let it go, just let it go.
Well, as a hypnotist, I have to ask, were you ever taught in your childhood that you're bad to let go and you're good if you suppress?
Oh, yes.
Tell me about that.
My childhood, my father was depressed, alcoholic, lots of suppression, lots of repression, yes, without question. I also didn't like the sound of my own laughter for many years. I didn't know that until I started working with Loren and realized, wow, I like this, and it feels good. It feels completely different. It feels free, and it's just amazing, laughter.
It absolutely is. You know, Loren, there's a lot of people who come in who have these negative voices from childhood. Do you have a hypnosis that helps people release those negative voices?
Yeah, we all have voices in our heads, you know, the nag. And the power of identifying these voices is that we bring in another level of consciousness when we identify the voice as distinct from us. It's not us, so it has no power over us. It's really just a pattern. And so I love the imagery of identifying the voice, acknowledging it, thanking it, really, because it was there to protect us. And then letting the voice get softer and softer, almost as if it was walking down a hallway away from us until it disappears. And then bring in a more positive voice and allow that voice to become stronger and more predominant.
Now that you've released your parents' negative voice, what voices do you use, your own voice, that puts you in the right direction and allows you to be opened up and let it all come out?
I keep myself centered in my heart, and so I come from that place, the voice of love. Yeah. One thing that Loren said that I really love about the different voices, the way that it feels like sort of my being, it's kind of a choir, and she's the director. And so sometimes, the soprano needs to be brought up, and the tenor needs to be suppressed. And so that's what it feels like she's doing, is she's sort of bringing up the lighter over here and just helping me that I amplify this, and that negative voice we just kind of quietly suppress. That's what it feels like.
How are you using that in everyday life when you're not in a hypnotic trance?
I laugh. My daughter, I have a 12-year-old daughter who noticed that she said, "You laugh a lot now." I laugh a lot. I let it go. I look now for excuses to laugh, reasons to laugh. I just generally feel lighter. And when things happen, if I tend to, and I can feel it as a physical reaction, the suppression, I remember, oh, right, lighten up, lighten up.
So you have the awareness that was brought up with hypnosis.
Right.
That gives you the choice. Because, I believe that awareness is the only catalyst to change. You use a very interesting hypnosis that I want to ask you about. You call it the talking animals. Can you tell us about the talking animals hypnosis?
Yes, we all have animals in our lives. If we don't have pets, we have birds, and where Jaclyn lives, quail, lizards, that sort of thing. And we can imagine them giving voice to the most powerful wisdom for us. And, or even better, we can imagine them giving voice to the best humor, because animals can say funny things.
Yes. When you were doing hypnosis with the talking animals, tell me about your experience.
We did something where when I opened my wallet, a squirrel would pop up and say, "Lighten up, lighten up." Yeah.
And because of that, you now have a shopping issue? Is that what I know?
No, it just...
they kicked her out of Whole Foods.
Yeah, it's a pleasure to open my wallet.
I always think so.
Yeah.
Even a deeper pleasure now.
Did you have any skepticism or just a preconception of what hypnosis was?
No, I knew that hypnosis worked. I've seen people be hypnotized. So
Where did you see someone, you actually watched someone being hypnotized?
It was a show in Las Vegas, and it was clear to me that they were hypnotized.
Was this similar to what you saw up there on the stage?
Oh, no, not at all. No, no.
What was the difference?
This, it's more... You're not aware that you're being hypnotized. It's just more of a relaxation, a very, very deep state of relaxation. And I left the first couple of times wondering even if I had been hypnotized. I didn't, there's no before or after.
Well, what convinced you were or you weren't?
Well, it's working.
Yeah,
I would see the squirrel.
You've heard me say this, that hypnosis is a lot like gravity. It works whether you believe in it or not, and try that if you ever drop a spoon, say, "I don't believe in gravity," see what happens. So it actually worked for you, and you were able to see the results. Was that the only thing you were working on, is lightening up with hypnotherapy, or was that a portal into other issues?
That was a portal, and what I'm finding is Loren has this really amazing way when we speak prior to, in the beginning of the session, she always is able to pull out exactly the most potent piece, and we work on that, and I'm finding that hypnosis is opening, all kinds of things are coming up that I get to look at. It's really very deep, really good, I feel completely supported work, and it has a completely different feeling tone than therapy or other things that I've done. It's very organic, and it feels, I'm transforming. I look forward to coming. I wouldn't miss it.
Well, you said that your daughter noticed. Who else has noticed the change in you?
Everyone.
What do they say?
People who haven't seen me in a while will say you look like a completely different person. I feel like a completely different person.
Yes.
Yeah.
And what would you say to someone who understands about the subconscious mind but never really thought about hypnotherapy?
I would say absolutely it's the best way to access, to sort of circumvent years and years and years on a therapist's couch, to access truly the best part of you, that part you want to bring up, and to release and let go of things, and to really allow your most authentic self to come forward. I would say it's a great way to do it.
Well, it sounds like You used hypnotherapy to find out not what was wrong, but what was right,
Right.
and then amplify it.
Mm-hmm.
Loren, everybody's going to want to know more about your unique brand of hypnotherapy, where you start by listening and taking hold of the best and bringing it forward. And you can reach Loren Bennitt at hmigrads.com. Well, it appears we're out of time for today, but I want to thank Loren Bennitt and I want to thank Jaclyn for coming on and sharing your experiences. I want to thank everybody at home for watching the show. My name is Lisa Mackenberg, and I hope you'll join us next time when we meet more people and explore how they are using Hypnosis Today. Please stay tuned. We have a lot more coming up for you on HMI Web TV, that's Hypnotherapy Television, 24/7. Jaclyn, I'm going to start with you. What do you mean by lighten up?
I wanted to I wanted to be able to laugh more easily. I felt a sense of heaviness in just sort of.
She is also a distance education tutor, and she has with her her very special guest, Jaclyn. Now, Jaclyn came in to see Loren to use hypnotherapy to just lighten up. Please help me welcome my guests.
In my being in general, I have a friend who laughs really easily, and we'd be together and she'd be laughing at something that I would find mildly amusing, and she would be belly laughing and really sort of getting all the joy out of it, and I wanted to be able to do that.
Welcome back to Hypnosis Today, where we explore how people are using hypnosis to achieve remarkable things. If you've just joined us, I have as my second guest, Loren Bennitt. Now, Loren is an honors grad of HMI College of Hypnotherapy.